Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Adam Poulin, who will make his pro debut on Caged Aggression 39, March 22nd. Hello, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, and in like more than 4 weeks, you will make your pro debut. It is, I think that it will be a good fight because like heavyweight division always needs some good prospects, and your opponent will be Adam Kronvik. He also will make his pro debut. So if you can tell me. Like how excited you are about going to the cage and make your pro debut in March?
I'm really excited. My amateur fights were kind of just shaking off the rust and getting used to being in the ring and actually competing. And I'm hoping to show more of what I actually, how I actually compete in the gym. Actually be loose and give a good show.
And actually in like your amateur career you proved to be one of the best amateur heavyweights in US. So did you think that it would be like the perfect moment to go pro?
Yeah, I just there wasn't a lot of competition around, in my state that was on my level, so I felt that I was ready, and I'm getting more and more comfortable in the ring, and if I can make a couple bucks at it too, might as well just jump in. I feel ready. Good time for it.
And did you have any chance to watch any of his fights of your next opponent?
Yeah, always watch as much footage as I can, and give me an idea of what to look at, what to look out for, and what to try to do. But yeah, I watched his fights.
And do you think that he can be like a danger in any area of a fight game?
Um, you know, uh, anyone that uh anyone that I step in there is a danger. Um, in his last fights, I didn't see a whole lot that I was really worried about. But it's not the right attitude to have. I'm still training as hard as I can. The one thing that stood out was he had a good roundhouse to the body. He used that a lot, but otherwise, I feel pretty confident.
And
So
you And as the amateur, you actually fought against a few really good guys, like Steven Asplund. Currently, is LF8 fighter. He's like a really good heavyweight prospect, and Dante Johnson too. I believe that right now he's like 1-0 as the pro. So probably fighting against this level of fighters also can give you some like confidence and also the experience, and because you can know that you can like deal with the really good fighters.
yeah, yeah. Steven was he was a really heavy hitter, and I don't know. I mean, heavyweights hit hard, but he was exceptional. And I don't know if there's anyone else that's going to be able to, and Dante too. He was so fast. I think I've dealt with um, the top around here in those two, and yeah, that does give me that extra confidence, like you were talking about.
And after this fight, because of course you like to finish the fights quite quickly, so there is a chance that it will be a like short night. But in your mind, how many fights would you like to have after this one this year?
This year, usually I've just been doing cage aggression, unless another promotion has a good fight for me that makes sense. I'd have to look at that. I even been thinking about boxing because that's probably my like the most fun I have sparring is boxing, and so at least one more, if possibly two, if I get the right deal.
And your boxing in your of course MMA fights is like looking really good. But do you think about boxing as the maybe like plan B or just a like second avenue for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to take a match to really see, but I do enjoy it a lot. It's a lot more you can do with your upper body without having to worry about taking a head kick or something like that. So there's a lot more freedom in that sense, but a lot less freedom in that you can only use your hands. So it is a lot of fun though. I do enjoy it.
And your like combat sport experience, you started with wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. Just in junior high and high school. Uh, nothing special. You know, the school I went to, they instilled a lot of hard work, and that's helped with my work ethic nowadays. But yeah, I really fell in love with the striking when I explored that. So that's my I don't know my passion, but I still grapple pretty much just as much as I do striking anymore. So I want to be well rounded.
And especially that in heavyweight division there are like not many like super high level grapplers even in the top of the like UFC. So I think that the good grappler in heavyweight division can make a big difference in the fight.
Right. And I unfortunately I haven't really been able to show that off in the cage, and um I do really great in the room, but it's just I don't know. It's a lot different under the lights than I really expected. So that's another thing I am anxious to show off is some grappling skills.
And when you started to wrestle in high school, did you know at that point that you want to be like a pro MMA fighter? That it will be your like career?
I really didn't think about it until my senior year when one of my teammates he started messing around with jujitsu, and so we were kind of just messing around, and he put me in a triangle, and I'd never been there before, so I was trying to get out of it, and I fell asleep for a half second, and I that was I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'd like to learn how to do that, so that's started training uh, just a little after high school. Actually, I took about a year and just studied stuff and looked at videos, and I had a heavy bag, so I just kind of trained by myself for a year before I ever went into a gym. And yeah, just like I said, I fell in love with it, the whole sport. It's just yeah, that's it.
And what is the main your current main gym?
Um, I'm kind of split 50-50. Well, maybe 60. I go to Marty's martial arts most of the time, and they have a lot of fighters on this cage aggression event. They got a lot of really good guys in there. And then MMAG, I go to a lot too. Just kind of they have different times, so it's kind of whenever work permits, whenever I get off. It kind of depends on which one I go to. Yeah. And then I go to Iowa Combat and Fitness Club sometimes too, especially on Saturday. I went there today. They have a really good Saturday morning class.
And do you have like the sparring partners, the fighters like you, like the big heavyweights?
Yeah, I mean, there's not as many, but MMAG, their coach, he still grapples and spars with us, and he's a heavyweight. And then they got a guy that's my height and weight. His name Shaquille, and he is just really killer Muay Thai guy, really good technique, and he really keeps me sharp. Really, really a lot to deal with, but I'm glad he's around.
because I think that sometimes it can be a problem because when you are like featherweight or lightweight, you can like fight a little bit up or down with the fighters like from the different weight classes, and it's obvious that you will not like spar with the bantamweight.
Yeah. Well, I still do, but we just go light. I spar the little guys. They know that I'm not going to hurt them. And then that gives me a chance to work on my speed so I can try to keep up with those guys. And I feel that's, sparring with the combination of the big guys and the small guys has definitely been good.
And do you like to watch a heavyweight division from like either UFC or other any other big promotion?
Yeah. Uh, I like, well, obviously, there's the John Jones. You can learn a lot from his fight IQ and wrestling. Um, and then there's guys like, I like the tricky kind of guys, like the karate kind of that play head games with you, like the Michael Venom Page and Yuri Prohatska is kind of that hands down type of thing. I've been working a lot more hands up stuff because I've gotten caught a couple times, and I think I have a good mix of the both types of styles. So just kind of using being my own kind of fighter and pulling from everyone I can, you know.
And in the heavyweight division, like fighting with your hands down, in it can be like super risky because in a flyweight division, the risk is not so high because you probably will survive one shot. But in heavyweight division, it's like coin toss,
Yeah,
let's say.
yeah, because they have a lot of weight that they can put into their punches, and so yeah, I've learned that just it feels like I've been dropped by a jab by a heavyweight. My third fight, I ended up coming back and winning, but yeah, that just it's a learning lesson, and I feel like I've learned that lesson, and that's why I feel like I can take it up to the next level now.
And about John Jones, because he's not scheduled yet for the like title fight, but if he would meet Tomas Pinal, do you think that he will beat him?
Well, that depends on. John is such a good grappler. He's one of the best that the UFC has seen for in terms of wrestling. Like he proved that against Daniel Cormier, and I don't, I can't confidently say who I think will win because John can get caught with how fast Tom is. Like it just takes like another flip of the coin. I'd say I wouldn't bet on that fight. So
Yes, but this is definitely the fight to make in a heavyweight division. There is no question about it.
definitely, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, it's definitely the fight to make. But um, there's so many good fights, and I mean the heavyweight division's been slow, definitely. But yeah, that would be great to see someday.
And you spoke earlier a bit about the boxing, but do you like the bare knuckle boxing? Because it's right now quite a popular sport in like I think that in a few places in the world.
Hmm. I enjoy watching that bare knuckle stuff. Um, uh, it's definitely more brutal, and you have to have a different style to not break your hands. But it's definitely entertaining. I would. Part of me wants to be like, oh yeah, I'd take a bare knuckle fight, but no, until I see, uh, it would be fun, but nothing that I'm actively pursuing.
Yes, and I think that it's like two different things to watch it and to fight it because like watching it is like super exciting thing because it's like big speed, it's kind of bloody. There is especially on the higher level good technique, but it's like it can be a bit dangerous for your like health and all the cuts that you can gain in this kind of fight.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I work with my hands, so that's another thing to consider. You know, being off work for however long because I got a broken hand. That's but it is. I'm glad they made that league. It's definitely fun to watch.
And when you are thinking about your future in MMA, do you consider that the UFC that the main goal for you, that the place that in the end you would like to be in?
That would be cool. Um, but if I'm getting like better offers from other agencies, like I would probably start with one of those and then um sh- show that I'm worth the extra whatever money for the UFC, and then maybe head there one day like Yuri Prohatska did. But it's not, I would just love to make a living doing this. I don't, and whatever promotion that can do that for me, I don't really have that strong of a preference, but UFC obviously is where the best go, and they would be my favorite.
And it's great that like for the of course you will make your pro debut, but for the heavyweight division you are a quite young fighter because the like fighters from the heavyweight like often they are around 40 years old and they can be in the rankings. So you have like many years to gain experience and even in just 3 or 4 years you can be like 8-0 or 10-0 and you still be young for the heavyweight division.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's probably because there's just not that many people that are heavyweights, and then even less that are heavyweights that want to do MMA. So that's you know so.
And outside of fighting or anything connected with MMA or boxing, what do you like to do when you have a bit more of the free time?
Well, work. I've been working a lot. Um, with free time, yeah, I'm usually training or um, I like hiking and stuff, but there's not where I live. There's not like too many. Uh, like I like mountain hiking, but there's not a lot of mountains where I'm from. So I go hunting, deer hunting when it's in season, and turkey hunting and fishing, like outdoor stuff like that. Um, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty much I only got time for work and training.
So we are definitely the like outdoor men, let's say.
Oh yeah, and that's where my nickname comes from.
Okay, Adam. So many thanks for the conversation. I think this fight in just few weeks in March will be a good one, and I think that you are one of the guys from the heavyweight division that it's worth to keep an eye on.
I appreciate that, and I think it will be a very entertaining fight as well.